Hi guys, it's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do my Sunday Tarot and Oracle review video for you. I've had to put the camera this way today because for some reason it's just been a right pain in the arse. It keeps tilting. I don't know what's going on. We had an amazing seance in here last night with a lot of very, very active, busy spirit activity, both on the Ouija board with the balls, the trigger objects. A spirit actually was sort of screaming in my ear at one point, which sounds very scary, very dramatic. It was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was there was nothing nasty or bad. It was all good stuff, but it was very interesting. So thank you very much if you were part of the magic of that. So the deck that I'm going to be showing you today is the Everyday Tarot. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this deck, it's a very sort of basic deck in a lot of ways, but actually what's really lovely with this, sometimes people say to me, I want to progress to a different type of tarot deck. You know, maybe they've trained with the Rider-Waite Tarot, which many people sort of teach with, including myself. I teach with that deck. And then they want to move on to another deck, but they don't want anything that becomes too arty-farty. They want something that's still very basic, very easy to understand. And this deck is absolutely perfect for you guys. Now, it's classed as a mini deck. The box with this is a little bit interesting because as you open it up, it's got like a magnetic sort of piece, and the cards, they sort of sit in this plastic kind of case. This isn't very good. I don't like this, I have to say, but you do get an instruction book which gives you sort of a breakdown of each kind of card. So obviously we'll look at that in a bit more detail later on. So the box, if it was just, to be honest, they'd have been better off just sealing this up with the box, so the cards could have just sat inside and you wouldn't have even needed this like ghastly bit of plastic. I really don't like that. That lets it down. That loses a few points, I have to say. Now, this has been created it's actually by the publisher, is called Running Press on the bottom there. That's their little logo. Seeing if it says anything else. It doesn't give overly too much actually. But yeah, but it's interesting. Now, what you do get as well, you get a couple of introduction kind of cards, which sort of says here, 7 steps to an accurate and insightful reading. Create a sacred space, ask a question, choose a spread, shuffle and lay out the cards, interpret the reading, answer your questions, reflect and take action. So that's quite nice. That's sort of setting up the reading, how it works. And then there's a second piece in here which gives you quick spread options, so I quite like that. So it's got things in here like, you know, pull a card for the day, what do you need to know today, what is the alignment with your higher self, and then you've got like 3 card spreads options, so past, present, future, situation, problem, action, you, me, us, option A, option B, how to decide. So I like that. That's pretty cool. But these are the cards themselves. So lovely gold gilding, which is pretty cool. Love the back of these. We've got this lovely sort of purple with obviously the suits kind of coming in there, so that's pretty cool. And then the cards themselves, very similar to Rider-Waite, but almost like a bit more modernized. So stock quality as well, reasonable thickness, a lovely matte finish. These are really lush, these are really good. So I really like these because these are simple, you know. Like I said, sometimes with Rider-Waite there could become so much imagery in there. Even though that's great, sometimes there can almost be too much imagery. So this gives you everything you need symbolic wise with tarot to read for. So there's enough of that, but it keeps it simple. So if you are wanting to perhaps brave to another deck but you're not sure which one to go for, this could well be the one to have a look at, to invest in. Now at the moment, this deck, I often look at decks on various sites, different things. I'm always got my eye on what's out there, what's available. And I did kind of notice this deck the other day, and it's currently on offer for £7 on Amazon. Because I had to look twice because I thought, wow, that's cheap. Because I think when I bought it, I paid about 15 quid, which is still cheap anyway, you know, for a deck of this quality. But £7, that is an absolute bargain. So if you feel drawn to this, get yourself onto Amazon, add it to your basket. What I do with this deck, for me, this is a deck that I work with, or I don't work with it very often, but it's a deck I have in my car. So what was happening a while ago is I was getting to a point where people were always asking me, or I was in situations where I'd maybe seen family, friends or whatever, and even though I was off duty, quite a lot of people were asking me for readings, and I never had my cards on me. And some of these people that were asking, they didn't have tarot themselves. So what I do now, because this is such a small little deck, if I've got my little rucksack with me, shove them in there, but I've started to just have them in my car. And then, you know, so I'll only sort of use them if I have to, but that's why they're sort of in order, because as you can see, I don't use them that much, but they are there should I need them. And they're handy to have, and they're the perfect sort of size. I have done with readings with these before, and they've been really good, really accurate. But it's a deck I don't work with that often, because like I say, it's basically my backup deck. But I think that these are well worth showing. So I love the imagery, I love the simplicity of these. Like I say, there's just enough that you can understand and work with without being overwhelming or, you know, anything else. So I almost feel it's like the modern version of Rider-Waite. But again, you know, powerful, powerful stuff. I love the fact that they've kept the 3 colours running throughout, the golds, the purples and the white. I think that's really, really clever. So they've kept it simple in terms of that. So like I say, if you're someone that loves tarot but you get easily overwhelmed by it, this is by far going to be a good deck for you, because it's trying to keep tarot simple. The problem sometimes with tarot is people manipulate, they change it so much that it becomes quite confusing, and sometimes by the end you're a bit like, well, I'm not even sure what that was about, you know. I really love the knights. The knights in these are really good, like Knight of Swords. That is powerful. And, you know, to me, you could almost see that as masculine or feminine, how you want to view that knight to be. Also, like with the queens, they're very kind of interesting and powerful, you know. There's almost a bit of like a kind of Greek or kind of almost Egyptian theme to that. So this is a cool deck, like I say. Now, I don't know if I'm going to show you all of these, but I want to show you obviously enough of them so that you get the idea. And as you're looking through, you probably can see the cards that you really like, and you can almost see the messages. Like this one, message speaks for itself, really. And then others that maybe you still need to sort of spend a bit longer trying to understand what that would mean for you. But it's all cool. Oh, excuse my dog if you can hear him barking. I think my husband is just coming back from the shopping. We're having a cheeky roast dinner today. It's Sunday, so it's got to be done. And I'm making sure I have a day off today. So yeah, cheeky roast it is going to be. Apologies for him. He'll be quiet in a minute. That'll be a temporary bark, and then it'll all settle back down. Okay, so like I said, I want to show you enough of these, but enough so that you can sort of work with. So like the knight in this one looks a lot more masculine. So we've got like the Knight of Cups coming in there, as you can see. And even with this one, Queen of Cups, she looks fabulous. It's almost a little bit mermaid-like looking with her. Love it. I really like this deck, like I say. And again, here, he's got a tell, you know, so they've incorporated that emotions, the water, really trying to make it clear for how all the elements roll into the cards as well. This is just a really cool little deck, to be honest. Minus the box, the actual deck itself, I think, is a 10. I really wish they had taken that little crappy bit of plastic out, because to me that lets it down. But if that sort of you know, wasn't there, wasn't on it, it would have been a lot more easier to sort of just have, definitely. But you know, you can obviously dispose of the box if you're working with these regularly and get yourself a nice little bag or however you want to store them. They don't have to necessarily stay in the box. Okay, I probably will show you all of these, I think, just because they're here, so why not, you know. A few more to sort of see, a few more to go through. The pages are quite interesting as well, even they're pretty cool. Oh, I love the Queen on this one. I've just seen her, she looks really fun. Queen of Wands, again, powerful card. King of Wands. These are cool, I like this deck. Okay, and then finally into the Pentacles. So sticking with the pentagram theme, or the pentacle, as you can sort of see there. Okay, running through. Again, really keeping it clear, really keeping it obvious what the messages are. That's quite interesting, because that card keeps coming up for quite a lot of people in readings at the moment, needing to sort of guard finances in various ways. But love it, absolutely love this. So might as well show you the last few of these so you can see. I just get a really positive vibe from these cards. I just think if, you know, if you're someone that feels like sometimes tarot is dark or negative, these just feel happy, they feel vibrant, they just feel safe. I suppose that's the best way, because they've been sort of stripped back to a more basic format. There's a feeling of safety with these as well, which I quite like. So yeah, and the final card, and that is the deck, guys. So what we'll do, as ever, we'll pull a card for this Sunday, and this will be a message that also reflects for the week ahead. Now, because these obviously are in their suits, because I wanted to do that to sort of show you and kind of keep them in order, I'll give these a very good mix. They do, even though they're a smaller size, they do glide very nicely in the hand. I'm really liking the feel of these, I have to say. Oops, that's just decided to chuck itself at me. Bear with me one sec while I grab that. Okay, so the card that has literally spat itself across the room is, oops, hang on, sorry, my pendant's bugging me. I always like this to be seen. It really bugs me when it turns around. We're going into the energy of the Star. Star is a lush card on a good day anyway, but let's see what the book has to say about this. So back into the box, you open this up, and then this just literally slides out. That's quite nice. I quite like that. I'm trying to see if it says here about the illustrators. Oh, good, it does. So yeah, it just says here that this has been created. The deck itself is created by Brigit Esselmont. I'm not so sure if I'm saying that right. And it's been illustrated by Eleanor Grosch. I'm going to just pull that in close so you can read that for yourself, because you know what I'm like with my dyslexia. And then it's just literally going straight into the meanings of the cards. So let's find the Star. See where she is a sec. So not huge amounts in here. They've got like, so if you're someone that reads tarot upright for positive and reversed for negative, if you read tarot that way, I don't, but a lot of people do, then they've got both sort of attributes of that. So if this was to come out upright, which is how I would read it because that's how it came out, the message for us today is, this is a powerful time for inspired action channeled through your authentic self. Be open to possibility and stay true to yourself. Have faith and trust in the universe, and you will share in its gifts and blessings. So it is illumination, hopes and dreams coming true. Get out there and shine. Now, I will read what they say as a more reversed meaning, just so that you can see that side of things. If this was to have come out reversed, you lack faith in yourself and the universe. Go within to reconnect with your inner source or of inspiration and guidance, rather than looking for signs outside of yourself. So obviously, you know, because this is all about investing, if it was the other way up, like it says, you maybe are feeling a bit sort of, you know, lacking in confidence or abilities, or just not seeing your true worth or true light. So interesting. But overall, the deck itself is a clear 10 for me. Love it, love everything about it. I love its simplicity. I think it's a great one to move on to if you want to adapt from Rider-Waite into something, but you're not ready for the big arty-farty decks. This is a great stepping stone deck to kind of move into. The box, I do feel that looks tacky to me. I don't like that. I don't like all that glue on the back. There was just no need to do that. They should have just sealed the sides, and then the cards could have stayed in, and then the book on top. That would have made this a clear 10. So the deck as a deck is a 10. With this as well, I would say I'm moving that down to about an 8. So overall about an 8, I think, in terms of quality. And some people aren't bothered by the boxes, but some people do feel the boxes are just as important as everything else. So we've got to look at that a little bit. But if you're interested, if you like what you see, go and check it out. It's on Amazon, I think, like I said, for about £7.50, something silly like that. So if you feel guided to it, get buying it, and I'm going to leave it with you. Have an amazing Sunday, whatever you're getting up to, and stay well, stay fabulous, and I'll connect with some of you lovelies next week. Love and blessings. Bye for now.